Nicola Sturgeon has been labelled Moanalot by the leader of the Commons Jacob Rees-Mogg. It came after Scotland's First Minister complained about Boris Johnson's trip to the devolved nation on Thursday. Ms. Sturgeon said the Prime Minister should not have made the visit as it was non-essential. During his one-day trip to Scotland, Mr. Johnson visited a lighthouse laboratory used for processing coronavirus tests. The Prime Minister's visit was aimed at showcasing how the UK is fighting the pandemic as a whole. Ms. Sturgeon has implemented a stay-at-home lockdown in Scotland. She claimed political leaders should abide by the same rules as they ask of the public. In a brutal snub, the official SNP Twitter account posted a picture of Mr. Johnson departing a plane in Scotland with the caption, "Stay at home. Protect the NHS. Save lives." Mr. Rees-Mogg rejected the First Minister's claims that the Prime Minister's trip was not essential. Speaking during the business questions in the Commons, the Conservative MP accused Ms. Sturgeon of doing nothing but complaining. He also criticised the SNP government as a hopeless administration. Mr. Rees-Mogg said, "Well, I used to think that Moanalot was a fictional character, but it turns out it's actually the First Minister of Scotland." He added, "All Ms. Sturgeon can ever do is moan a lot. She moans when distinguished royal personages visit Scotland. She moans when the Prime Minister visits Scotland. People doing their duty, doing their job." The Leader of the Commons said Mr. Johnson's visit to a vaccine factory in Scotland was something we should be proud of as a nation. Mr. Rees-Mogg's comments came after SNP Commons spokesman Tommy Shepherd accused the Prime Minister of being more than capable of patronising us from his office in Whitehall. He said, "I would like to ask for a debate on the role of government ministers and the Prime Minister in particular in setting an example by following the rules which they make for others during the lockdown." Last week, Mr. Rees-Mogg branded Mr. Shepherd as Mr. Grumpy. The SNP Commons spokesman accused the Prime Minister of gallivanting in a blatant piece of electioneering during the pandemic. Mr. Shepherd said, "I know of course that every time the Prime Minister opens his mouth on the subject, his ill-informed views drive support for Scottish independence upwards, and I know also that his stage-managed visits to selected Scottish supporters make the SNP's case for it. So in normal circumstances, he would be most welcome, but these are not normal circumstances. We are telling millions of people not to leave their homes and only to make essential journeys."